with the exact same dimension.
Well, you just made my day.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make my exact multi-level village with the exact same dimensions that I had used. Now this entire section here, from the back of the house to this fence in front right here, equals one lot. Each one of my lots contain 5 different elements. It's got a house, it's got a yard, it's got a fence, it's got a sidewalk, and then this little section up here where this fence in front is what I'm going to call accessories, because you can use that spot to put in your lanterns or your benches, or if you want you can even add an extra 2 spaces in front of that. If you want to put your fence a little bit lower, you can put your fence here and have 1 space in between your sidewalk and your fence to put accessories like benches and lampposts and garbage cans and any other thing you want to put inside your village. So how do we start to make this? The first thing you want to do is take your house and find your dimensions. You can see exactly how to do it. You're going to stand behind your house right up next to the wall. You're going to come over here to the corner and you're going to place 1 pathway down. Now it should be poking out, it shouldn't be behind the house. This pathway represents the corner or end of the house. As you can see, the house does not extend past this column. You want to do the exact same thing on the other side. Now as you can see, because I placed this here behind the house, you can't see it poking out on the side. You need to make sure that it is poking out on the side so you know how far your house goes. So we would have to replace this right here. You can see that there is no house on this column, and that is the limit of our house's dimensions. Now we're going to measure in between, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we know that a house is 4 spaces wide. Now to measure the length of this house, we're going to take our dirt path again, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Stay really close to the house here, and you're going to place a marker there. Now that we know that the space in between these 2 paths equals the dimension of the house. Let's count here. 1, 2, and 3. So our house's dimensions are 4 spaces by 3. Now you can place a house marker. Because we already have a house here, I'm going to place it right next to this fence right here. But if you're going to place this anywhere in your map, you're going to use this exact same method. First, plant your house. You know that the house is 3 by 4, so plant your 3 by 4 dimensions. 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to go down 2, 3, and then across. This path right here represents your house. The next thing you're going to want to do is make a fence. The easiest way to see how a fence fits around a house is to use an actual house as a demonstration. If you want to build a fence around your house exactly like mine, you have to figure out how close you can go to your house before you aren't able to place your fencing anymore. In this case, you would have to be here. These 2 would be appropriate. If you want it to be super close to your house, that's as close as you can get. As you can see, as I'm trying to place a fence here, it is not letting me. So you have to go 1 space down and then place them here and here, and that creates a perfect pathway that goes straight towards our house, and from there you can go around it. We're going to do the same thing here. The door of the house usually appears on this 3rd block. We're going to place a pathway here to represent our doorway, and then we're going to start building our fence around it. 1 here, 1 here, and then we'll build this way. My yard here is 3 spaces in between fences. This over here will equal 1 space, 2, 3, and then it goes up. As you can see, the yard is 3 spaces in this direction. So this is exactly the size yard that I have in this house as well. Now that we have the yard and the house and the fence, we're gonna do the next part, which is the pathway. Because I had already put a pathway here, this part's easy. I just recreate the pathway here, and then I'm gonna build the fence up for my accessories. In case you're wondering, my sidewalk is 2 spaces wide, and here is an exact lot that is a duplicate of the lot behind. Ta-da! Now the next thing you're gonna want to do is terraform behind it. What's going on? Why not? Why? Is it because Lucky's there? What? This cliff that we're terraforming right now represents the accessories slot on the upper level. Now this lot is completely finished. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Tom Nook and we're going to move a house there. We're going to place Sherb's house right here, exactly where we placed our marker. And as you can see, it fits perfectly in this spot right here. This is the spot. I'm going to build it, and da-da-da-da! Now Sherb has a perfect spot. Another thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to place a tree in the lot because it gives it a little bit of an emotion. So now Sherp has a lot that looks exactly the same as Judy's house. Honestly, with this planning, you can make your lots however big you want to. Say you want the yard to be longer this way as opposed to being wide over to the right, or if you want your yard to be to the left of the house instead of the right, you can just move the fencing over. Use your houses as templates. Take a house and build around it and see exactly where you want things to go, and then you basically just take that entire lot and you duplicate it over a series of rows or cliffs or anything. That's basically how you would build your towns and villages. I'm gonna do this part as a speed build so you guys can just watch and see how I plan things out. Just a little tip, when you're terraforming, you can actually see the grid. Move, Lucky. You can actually see the grid as you are building. There's a little corner right here which separates this one from that one, and if you stand right here, you can always build perfectly one space away from the other. See, the little teeny tiny indents in the wall will tell you at what space you are standing on. It helps with building. Another tip is to build from the bottom, because when you're standing right beside a cliff, your view turns into a top-down view, which is a lot easier for building and terraforming. And last tip for terraforming cliffs, if you walk on a diagonal this way, it makes it easier to place cliffs right beside each other. So you can just continuously walk in a diagonal down and to the right, and you will always place them in more or less the perfect spot. There's less of a risk of making a mistake this way. Okay, so say something like this happens where you accidentally cut off the cliff when you were trying to place another one next to it. An easy way to fix this without breaking the whole thing down and placing two more cliffs is to place one right here as if you had never made the mistake in the first place. That would fix it and everything will go back to being straight. I have two identical lots that are side by side, as well as going up and down. Now for this top part right here, you just have to remember that if you are building cliffs on top of cliffs, this lot has to be wider by one space. This would be up by one space. All right, and that is it for this tutorial. All I have to do now is to move a house in this slot right here. Remember that the door comes out on the third space here. That's why the fencing is over here. You place a house here and it's all good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want some more content by me, please subscribe to my channel. If I helped you in this video and this was, wait, why am I facing a wall? If this video had helped you, please give it a like. Follow me on Twitch and turn on notifications because currently I cannot stream in the place that I'm living right now, but once I'm able to, you'll be the first one to know if you turn on your notifications and whatnot and blah blah blah. And that's it. Thank you guys so much and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!